once the management of that company gets home and manages to upload it on the internet. So right now we've got event number, this is going to be Group 4. We are already into Sunday's race program. What happened is the day went well yesterday, so they got 3 extra races in from today's program, so it will be a shorter program. So right out on the track is Group 4, which is 251 to 350, pre-63 Clubman's, Factory, Modified and Classic 70. So there's a mixture of classes out there. Your program, if you've got one, will tell you who's in which class. 4 lap races today. They'll take a bit longer, no doubt, being in the wet, but it's the same for everybody. I know there's a few people sort of trying to make a choice of whether they want to stay here or not. More like the Posty Classic guys, where they've got to change from wets to slicks and things like that. So a few creepers there. Old touches, maybe the excuse, but at the end of the day, the stragglers left there that didn't get off the start line. We had one incident yesterday where 4 bikes, which is pretty well unknown, 4 bikes were parked up. You'll see bike number 28 at the tail end there. That's Lindsay Kyle riding it. He's just out for a test ride in this class because they had issues yesterday with, amongst other things, a clutch push rod. He's got another rider on this bike, Connor London, but right now I saw him putting his gear on, and that's why he's right at the tail end. Well, I assume that's why he is, because shouldn't be out in this class, so he's just going out there, and it's great the organisers have made that available to him so he can just see that the bike's right before handing it back over to young Connor London and see what he can do with that bike. He was doing fairly well first time on a classic bike. The guy rides super bikes as well. He was racing with Hampton Downs on a ZX10 super bike and in the top 3 last weekend, and comes to little old Manfield and riding a bike that's so much different in power and characteristics and brake and all that. And I really love seeing some of these New Zealand Superbike Championship riders, the young people coming in. What it does is this sport doesn't lack credibility, but it puts a benchmark in there of credibility, saying, well, that guy there is running in the New Zealand Superbike Championships, whatever class he's in, or she, and the likes of Avalon Biddle, who's now dipping her toes into the classic bike world. Avalon is a number 3 in New Zealand for the 600 Super Sport class. So it is guys and girls, so that gives the sport a bit of credibility. It's a bit like when Robert Holden used to come back from one kart overseas, and you could match up with Robert Holden, you knew where you would roughly be if you went over to the international circuits and you raced. Robert was all over the world. So after one lap, we've got the usual suspects out the front. We've got Warren Langdon, Neville Bull, John Carter, and LaSalle Carr there. So I'll tell you what, Neville Bull, I think, was running about 4th or thereabouts, maybe 5th place yesterday, but maybe he's a specialist in the wet, and he's definitely up there in 2nd place. You see the bikes coming through the infield there, through that left-hander on the S's, turn 3, and then off to the right-hander. So out the front there, we've got the little Ducati 350 single, 211 out the front, in behind him, and Norton Manx with Neville Bull, 72 is his number. Zurin Wiki there, another guy that competes on the modern bikes as well. Zurin's out there on 24 on the Aramaki Ala de Oro. Yeah, so one set of words here, not twice. Ala de Oro. So Zurin's shooting up the centre straight there. He's under pressure now, I think, by John Carter. Now, John Carter's got a couple of Sealy bikes here. This one I was pointed out yesterday, it says it on the screen, but you just get it programmed in your head, has run a Sealy Suzuki for a lot of years, and I just kept on commentating it was that, but I was corrected yesterday, and thank you for that person that pulled me up on it. It's an R5 Yamaha. I haven't talked to John this weekend as yet, just haven't had the time to talk to everybody, but certainly a good man. I was lucky enough to go to Australia to the Eastern Creek meeting, the Interfos meeting, and he was part of our crew over there. It was good to catch up with him and stay with him and just go out for dinner with him and actually learn a bit about the man. And tight battle for the front there with Neville Bull pulling out the slots and closing the gap there. In fact, he's under braking. He's trying the big move down here, maybe. No, he sits in there behind, but closed up the gap. It was 100 metres, maybe 80 metres last lap, and now it's down to 2 to 3 bike lengths between the white 113 Warren Langdon in front and the white leathered bike of Neville Bull there. So, and these other 2 guys in 3rd and 4th are closing in there, so we might see a bit more of a dice when we get towards the end, later in the stages of this race. We've got John Carter there in 4th place. You can recognise him easier because he's got the bright helmet. Here we go, a pass coming up at the hairpin there. Neville Bull with the white levers goes from 2nd into 1st place and makes it stick, and that bike just had the edge coming out of the hairpin, but here comes that Ducati 350 unfared, doesn't sit in behind Neville Bull for too long and gain the benefits of the slipstream there and passes him, but Neville Bill's just a little bit less, more time on the throttle and a little bit less time under braking. There's that pass on CTAS, mate. CTAS is absolutely brilliant. One man does this, he identifies a magic moment there and goes to slow motion replay, and awesome. It's just outstanding what this man can do, and you'll see him at the New Zealand Superbike Championships. Well, you won't see him probably, he'll be stuck in the corner or stuck on a roof with a camera, but he'll be recording that for the future, for the weekend of course, and the future. So it's great to see. So those bikes tightening up, and we've got 4 bikes, although Neville Bill has got himself a healthy lead there of about 100 metres. Maybe we'll just have a look at our timing there. It is manually entered, so it's not entirely accurate, but it's still a good system. It's still pretty good for, and of course it's dollar for value. It's different to the transponder system, but it is being well recorded. Neville Bill in first place, Warren Landon in second, Zurin Wiki, John Carter. We go back another couple of 100 metres, and that is Brendan Honey there. With the multicoloured leathers. Often when you come to a New Zealand Superbike Championships or the cemetery circuit and something like that, everybody's got coloured leathers, but a little bit more bland, a little bit more old school at the classics. So it's certainly from the commentator's point of view and a lot of spectators, it's quite nice to have a bright helmet or a bright something out there. We had the new Gr4R3 Cup thrown at us this year. Well, when I say thrown at us, it was brought to us, and we had 25 bikes on the track that were all the same colour, and part of the package was you paid £6 for a bike. You got a full set of high quality gear, bell helmets, Alpine Star leathers, boots and gloves and that, and pretty much they all matched. There was only several colour options for that, and it was just very, very difficult for the commentators to pick up who was who. But a few of the kids were smart in there, because it is kids. 14 to 21 was the age limit. A few of them were smart and maybe put a bit of furrow on their wheels, belly pan, or the front of their fairing, so they could be identified separate and that sort of thing. And that was a $5,000 prize pool for that Suzuki had put up, which was outstanding. Well, I've doubled that to $10,000. So anyway, let's get back to what's on the track. It's tightening out in the front there, and we're coming out of Higgins there, and they've swapped twice in that little bit of the drag strip, or is that a lapper? Oh, I'm trying to look at who's who here. Concentrating on various bits and pieces. Apologies, folks. I'm Spider anyway. I've been following the old classic bike scene, the modern bike scene for I don't know how many years, decades or whatever, and I do appreciate the Classic Motorcycle Register asking me to come up and commentate. No, it's not a lapper there. It is a battle for the front. I'm looking at the wrong battle. That's because I've been looking at the screen, folks. I apologise for that. In fact, the battle is over. The battle is over. The checkered flag's gone out there. I'll just move my computer so I can see the flags a little bit better. That's a little bit of a amateur error. And it was indeed Neville Bill, Warren Landon, Zurin Wiki and John Carter. They were the top 4, and they're cooling down to pull off the track there. Brendan Honey went through there in 5th spot there on the DB32 Gold Star BSA. He's number 56. Liam Briggs, James McIntosh, Lascelles Carr, Simon Cottle and Terry Pragnell there rounds up the top 10. Going into 11th place, Bill James on 141. Then Clyde Martis comes through in 12th place on 412. Rob Chappell has gone through and taken the checkered flag, as indeed is Stephen Jones. Looking out on the track, I can see one bike there at pace on the back straight. Everyone else has pulled off ready to get the clearance to come across, and that'll be Dalcleith Jackson, so on the Manx Norton. Right, folks, maybe going to try the CD actually instead of the radio, so I've got a bit of my own music here, so we'll just try and get that working.